never fails. Can you hear me? The
There you go.
second you say go, my Wi-Fi just fucking disconnects.
No way, dude. I thought my Discord app was messing up. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at your face. I'm like, please don't tell me he's frozen. Okay, and he's frozen. There he was. Oh,
Good lord. Goddamn.
wow. There it is. There it is. What is going on, everybody, man? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to your very first, well, maybe not very first, but first time in a long time, Tuesday Unscripted, man. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us here today, for Unscripted, as this is the first day of the new format of Tuesdays, man. So thank you guys. Just thank you guys for joining us, man. Thank you guys for following us over to Tuesdays, man. I appreciate the love and appreciate you guys coming out to talk some wrestling on a Tuesday at noon, bro. So I appreciate you guys, man. And yeah, with that being said, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how the show works. Every Monday, every Tuesday now, we are live. That's definitely gonna take some getting used to. Every Tuesday, we are live with Unscripted at noon, and every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we are live with the news, man. Also, for the WWE and AEW pay-per-views, we are live directly after the show goes off the air with the post-show reviews. Speaking of that, you can catch us this Saturday for Night of Champions. The show, I'm sure, should be around 3 hours, so we should be live around 4 o'clock, being that it starts at noon. So, yeah. And with that, man, if this is your uh oh my bad. He was doing a completely different part of the intro. If this Jesus. If you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Friday at 3 p.m. Central for the news, man. So yes, that is available for you guys on all platforms. Also, if you guys haven't yet got a chance to pick up some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top description of this very video, where you can find this beautiful piece of merchandise on the website, man. So with that being said, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know who we are here at NHP. I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, tell us what you're smiling about today, man.
Today, I'm smiling about, the Tuesday move, seeing how it goes, being here with you guys. That's what I'm always smiling for. So, if you ever gotta know, it's always because of you guys and me being here and nothing else, ever. But I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm just chilling, man, waiting for Night of Champions. Very interesting the way, they changed some of it. So very interesting. We'll talk about that obviously when we get to the raw portion of the episode, man. But other than that, man, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling. I'm just waiting for these pay-per-view weekends. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing pretty good, man. I am doing pretty good. Yeah, just chilling, dude. Just chilling. Definitely getting adjusted to the Tuesday formula. And yeah, honestly, man, that's pretty much that's pretty much it, dude. That's pretty much it. Nothing too much going on. Getting ready for Night of Champions. Was curious to see if they were gonna have to move the show because all the controversy surrounding the show this week. Seems like they're going through with it, but like you said, a lot of changes made to the show, so it makes me wonder if a lot of the talent wanted to pull out of the show. So that's interesting. That is interesting, man. But excited for Night of Champions. Excited for the weekend. I want to say it's like a 6 match card, at least from what I remember.
I think it is.
Which is exciting, man. Is exciting. It's definitely definitely a little more quantity, which isn't always a good thing, but obviously we've asked WWE, at least I've asked WWE, to just expand those cards by a match or two for a minute. So I like that. I like that a lot. But excited to see how that goes and stuff. So, and excited for the weekend, excited for the post show review and whatnot. So, very excited for that. And, yeah. So, with that being said, man, as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, everybody in the live chat, and my guys, part of the Replay Mafia, JT, JB. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us, whether you're here now or a part of the live chat. We appreciate you guys, man. So, very true, Logan. I guess it's be careful what you wish for, right? So, with that, man.
Let's get into it.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know. Well, because the first thing we got to go over this week. Whoa! Grand Slam Mexico. Oh, God. Okay. All right. I don't know what this was. I have absolutely no fucking idea what this was. I do know what this was, but I don't know what this was. So, this was a show that is, it was supposed to be a show that was just a, I guess, fun show that, you can watch and maybe get the feeling that you're watching a CMLL show, right? Because in the middle of watching this, I'm sitting there like, dude, what the fuck is this? And then, I see people saying, well, this is like a CMLL show. Okay, I get that part. The part I don't get, in my opinion, we're supposed to be building towards All In. Not having a fucking CMLL showdown where we're copying their formats and copying the way they would do a show. We are supposed to be building to what is their WrestleMania, and they're doing a show that, and they're doing a show that is like CMLL. Apparently, they do a lot of fucking 14-man tag matches. I don't understand these arguments. Again, we're supposed to be building towards All In, and we are fucking around doing 14-man tag matches. Not really what I wanted to see on my build to All In, personally. But dude, yeah, honestly, man, this was. I mean, again, match wise, obviously, it was good, but again, I don't really care for banger 14-man tag matches where they don't even have enough space to all stand on the apron. They had to fucking all stand ringside 3 weeks before AEW's WrestleMania.
Literally, man, like, if you want to do a show like this, okay, why did you not do it after All In and before Forbidden Door, that is gonna involve CMLL? Why didn't you just do that, man? I don't get why you didn't put this show before Forbidden Door, and that would be a more sensible spot. And it's whatever. It's not my cup of tea overall, but it's a good amount of your fan base, so do it. But like, god damn, bro, right now when you're building, like you said, to your WrestleMania, it is definitely a choice.
Yeah, I did not understand that at all. These fans are acting like, oh, this is a match heavy show. They wanted to give you something new. Really?
New.
Really? That's the
Something
problem
new.
every week. The problem with this week is this is match heavy, and I hardly care about any of these people.
Yeah, that is
on a normal week, it's match heavy, and it's a bunch of people I used to care about.
I don't care about.
Look, man, I don't know what they had going on here, bro, but yeah, I don't know. To me, this show just it was again, a lot of these 12-man, 10-man tags, it just seemed like a clusterfuck, and majority of it was kind of just boring, man, in my opinion, dude. And it was, yeah, just again, I get doing a fun show like this, and it just you know, to say it was a fun show, all right, I can give you that. But again, 3 weeks before All In, just it did not it to me just had a horrible place. Again, like Sir K said, if you did this on the way to Forbidden Door, I think that would have been a much better spot for this, being that, you know, CMLL is now involved in Forbidden Door, so you could have easily, you know, kind of done some things here, but yet set some things up for Forbidden Door. I think that would have been your best way out of this, man. But yeah, 3 weeks before All In, this was not what I cared to see, and yeah, I just, to me, it was just matches, man. It was all potatoes and no meat, bro. So normally it should be, at least it should be the other way around, but yeah, this was all potatoes, no fucking meat at all, for me, man. But yeah. So they had a cool stage, I will say. The stage in Arena Mexico was very cool. It was very cool. It's got like that. It's got like that long staircase. AEW kind of decked it all out with their, you know, Grand Slam Mexico decals, and I thought it made for a really nice. I thought it made for a really nice, just stage and just, I guess, set or presentation or whatever. Yeah, I liked the stage a lot.
Definitely, it was really cool.
So the show opened up with Adam Hangman Page. This is the best part about the show to me. This was wildly impressive, I will have to say. Adam Page came out in front of this audience and legit spoke a whole promo in Spanish. And it was like a solid 5 minutes of him just straight through. No, there was no kind of broken English in there, nothing. It was just straight through. And it was fluent Spanish. I was very impressed by that. I was. Because he's cutting this promo and he's like a minute into it, and I'm like waiting for him. I thought he was maybe just gonna, like, you know, start the promo in Spanish, or, you know, just maybe say a couple words in Spanish. No, dude, straight through, legit. Like, again, like 5-6 minutes straight of him just speaking Spanish, bro. Very impressive, I gotta say.
Very fucking impressive, man. Insanely impressive, insanely dedicated to what he did there, and it was really fucking sick, dude.
So, just a little bit of what he talked about. Excalibur did a horrible translation. Did you hear Excalibur trying to, like, fit in the fucking, like, Hangman would pause in his promo and you would hear Excalibur, his family used to own a ranch in Mexico. And then he would get cut off. and then and then the next time he would translate, it would make no sense at all. He's gonna be watching the main event later tonight. Like, what?
Like, what are you talking about? He would literally just jump in whenever he could and just say stuff. I'm like, bro, you're not translating the promo. Why are you translating it live?
Hilarious. I don't know why he didn't just wait till the end and then, like, just give a brief summary for the American audience as to what Hangman just said. Pretty much what he talked about is how his family used to own a tobacco ranch and they would have guys from Mexico come down. He said he admired how much they cared about their families and wanted to provide for their families. And then he just talked about keeping an eye on the main event, and keeping an eye on Jon Moxley for later in the night. But yeah, again, Excalibur stole the show, man. Sitting there trying to fucking translate what Hangman was saying in the funniest, in the just typical Excalibur fashion. So yeah, I thought it was a great promo. Like I said, definitely respect the hustle. 6 minutes straight through just straight through speaking Spanish was pretty damn cool. And yeah, this was the best part of the night for me in the beginning. So we were in store for another hour and 50 of the show. That was pretty dreadful, but yeah.
It's a great open, really cool stuff from Hangman, really cool dedication, and the show just goes downhill from there.
Well, the next match is a
Yep.
14-man tag team match.
Holy hell.
We have
Okay.
Atlantis Jr., Daniel Garcia, Brody King, Adam Cole, Bandito, and Templario versus Dax Harwood, Volado Jr., Proto Sheeta, which is apparently the tag team name of Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita,
His ass, but
Hechicero, Lance Archer, and Josh Alexander.
even with all those luchadors, Josh Alexander is probably still the most boring one.
Yeah, I would probably take Volado Jr. over.
I'll take Templario.
Forgot about Templario. So, apparently for some reason this was a 12-man, but they had to change it because Cash couldn't make it. I don't know why. But maybe he had travel issues or whatever, or I don't know. I know he just recently had all the gun stuff dropped, so I don't. Maybe that has some sort of lasting effect. Maybe you gotta wait like 90 days or something until you can travel elsewhere or whatever. Something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was just simple travel issues, but yeah, Cash wasn't able to make it. What the fuck is this match? These guys had no room on the apron to stand. They literally all had to fucking stand ringside, and then when somebody wanted to tag in, they would just hop on the apron and wait for their tag. So with that logic, if you didn't want to be tagged in, you could have literally just geared up to stand ringside and, yell at the other team on the other side. What the hell was that, dude?
Fucking 12-man tag. That's just doing way too fucking much, way too damn many people, and it's just not for me. I don't get the appeal to a match that big.
You would have had 2 men in the ring and 12 fucking people standing ringside. The whole ring would have been covered. Damn near. Nobody would have been able to hit the ropes. Because you would have just fucking ran right into somebody. Man, I am here to inform everybody. Hechicero is the newest member of the Don Callis family, adding some international flavor, says Excalibur, as if you do not have a Japanese wrestler in there, an Australia wrestler in there. The leader of the faction is Canadian. Another member of the faction is Canadian. And, God, am I forgetting anybody? I don't think so. But now, to add some international flavor, according to Excalibur, now we have Hechicero.
Dude, why? Why? What is it? Okay, bro. Just can the Don Callis family, dude. It's just adding a bunch of people for the fuck of it still, and it's fucking pointless. Just end it, please.
Bro, Hechicero. You gotta be kidding me, bro.
People, too.
You gotta be kidding me.
All the people, you grab Hechicero. Okay.
Is Okada in the group now? I wasn't sure if he was just in the group or if he was just like hanging out with them, because Tony Khan doesn't know how to have, Will Ospreay or Hangman feud with somebody without Don Callis being around.
I
Well,
have. Hmm.
well, we have um Atlantis, which Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. were hated, like booed out the building. They were they were CMLL guys. They were or sorry, they were on the babyface team, I mean. They were hated. I was gonna say, I don't know if they were AAA guys. Maybe that's why they were getting booed. I don't really know the deep lore in the Atlantis family, but but yeah, they were hated, and the old Atlantis, the regular Atlantis, he rolled up Dax Harwood for the victory.
I think I saw something about Twitter. People were asking why they were like getting so much heat over there. I guess they like politic a lot backstage, and that's why people don't like them or something. That's from what I read on Twitter from like CMML fans or CMLL fans, and shit. So I think it's because they like backstage politic a lot. I guess at least that's what I read.
Okay, so the Atlantis family is like the Flares over here.
Yeah,
Got it.
kinda
Got
from
it.
the vibe I got.
Got it.
All right, I guess. The
So,
Atlantis family.
so yes, the Atlantis or the old Atlantis pins Dax Harwood to win this match. In case anybody was interested, because I know I wasn't. Um, Okada defeats Mark Briscoe.
Away.
Okada and Mark Briscoe. All right. We get on commentary. Tony Schiavone tells Don Callis what he did last week was the most despicable thing he's ever seen, maybe ever in the business.
Ever in the what did he even do last week? Oh,
Uh,
the Kenny stuff.
yeah,
The Kenny fucking
they sicked
working up,
the
coughing up blood.
they sicked the zombie on Kenny Omega. Is
Yeah.
it just me, or does Tony Schiavone say this for anything ever? Didn't he just tell
Oh,
this to FTR when they spike pile drove Adam Copeland?
yeah. He says it every dastardly heel thing that happens. He says that was the worst thing he's ever seen in his career. Every time. Every fucking time he says that.
Eh, you know what, Tony? I do understand. I do kind of understand, because I feel like every week this show becomes more dastardly than it was the week beforehand. So I kind of get it, I guess. Okada defeats Mark Briscoe with a Rainmaker. He then attacks him after the match. The crowd chants for Omega, but Omega never shows up. He just attacked Mark Briscoe. Um, yeah, somebody meet Mark Briscoe. Are you shocked?
No way. Man, that's their fucking main event loser.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was that. That was that, and MJF defeated the most famous luchador of our generation, Mystico. He defeated him by DQ. All right, I gotta say
Okay.
this.
Okay.
I'll give it to AEW. In CMLL, he's over as fuck. He is. I did not expect that. When he came out, he has a theme song that the crowd was really fucking with. They were singing his song crazy. They gave him a huge reaction. I'll give him that. Um, you know, I think maybe the top guy right now, or the most famous guy in CMLL right now, I don't know about the most famous luchador of all time, But I will say, at least now, he's pretty over. He is pretty over. I'll give him that. He came out donning the old Sin Cara mask. That was pretty cool.
Cool as hell.
So yeah, like I said, he was pretty over. He was pretty over, man. Him and MJF had a good match. MJF still wearing the MVP singlets. Mystico, at the end of the match, has MJF in his armbar. And MJF taps out, but the ref does not see it. With the ref still distracted, MJF low blows Mystico. The ref did see it. Sorry, the ref did see the low blow, which caused the disqualification. And after the match, MJF demasks Mystico. Oh my god.
It is literally, no matter the company, no matter the show, whatever it is, they always just demask the babyface luchador every time. Literally, it doesn't matter enough to actually mention it during, the Raw recap, but it happened on Raw, or at least Gable told Penta he was gonna rip his mask off. Like, holy shit, dude! I get their mask is important, and heels don't care. It is the most overplayed spot ever.
Well, I don't think so, man. All this mask taking off, it's really been pulling at my heartstrings, man. They really know what, gets me invested. Just find someone with a mask and take it off. My god.
Wow.
No.
Can you get to fucking bow down, please?
Yeah, that's a fucking great point. Can somebody does he identify as a luchador? Like what's going on there? Does he? Because
Rip it off.
God, yeah, can somebody please take his mask off? We're demasking the wrong people here.
We really are.
All right, so it gets better. So he demasked Mystico, dastardly thing. I'm almost brought to tears while I'm watching this, and my knight in shining armors came out to save the day, man. The Hurt Syndicate were out there, and Bandito, Templario, Jet Speed, and Teton came out to save Mystico, dude. My day was saved, and my night was better once I seen Bandito, Templario, Kevin Knight, Speedball, and Teton. It was all better.
What have they done to people?
I don't know. This dude had legit
Speed.
major singles potential.
Mm-hmm. And they put him in a nothing tag team and call it Jet Speed.
Yeah. That was that. Again, okay. The match was alright, I guess.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have the high flying, or sorry, the 4 million pesos high flying 4-way, which Excalibur got it correct, but then he fucked it up. It was great. He goes, and next up, the 4 million pesos, the 1 million pesos high flying 4-way. You had it right the first time.
Like, what? Okay. Good old fucking, okay.
So, we have Hologram versus Ricochet versus Leo Rush versus Mascarada Dorada in the 4 million peso high flying 4-way. Or according to Excalibur, the $4 million pesos.
Dollar pesos. Okay.
Yep. Oh, sorry. He meant the 1 million pesos high flying 4-way.
Oh, good lord, dude.
So, Hologram pins Leo Rush, and Excalibur officially announced to us Hologram has won 4 million pesos.
Yay.
I was deeply invested. I deep down in my soul, I just really wanted to see Hologram win the $4 million pesos.
So connected to him, his story, his family, a man that doesn't even talk on television. I'm so invested in the money he just won. A man that don't even talk.
That's a great question, Logan. I wonder, Tony Khan does all these he does all these,
Like bonus
yeah,
quote,
money matches. He does all these money matches, not actual money matches, legit money for matches for actual money. He can hardly do a book a money match, really. But anyways, I wonder if they actually get this. Which, if they do, that is wild because these matches are predetermined. Like, so you're just opting to short other guys. Essentially, you're basically just going, you know what? Who do we want to give this money to? We'll give it to this guy. Forget about Leo Rush. Forget about Masquerada Dorada. We're giving it to Hologram.
kind of just goes, I got this extra 200 plus grand, bro. Let me, what, Hologram, I got you, bro. You gonna win this match, and you're gonna get this money. Like, what? How does that work, bro? Then, like, what if he gets injured and someone else wins the match? Like, they have to. Do they get the money now, or is he like, you know what? Technically, for the fans, you won the money, but I promised that shit to Hologram, so good luck, buddy. Like, what?
LOL. Yeah, so that was the $4 million peso. I mean, $1 million peso. 1 million peso. High flying four way. I really wanted to see Masquerada Dorada, my favorite luchador in the game right now, take home the $4 million pesos. But he did not.
I think he would. Exactly. I know so much about him
Yep.
in his personal life, man. I think he needs that money.
Me too. We're really invested in him, for sure.
So invested. All these guys.
Saddest part is he's been such a great joke on the podcast. I am pretty invested in Masquerada Dorada. All right, man.
Okay.
We got Mercedes Monet versus CMLL World Women's Champion Zooxies.
Okay.
Okay is right, because we see Mercedes snag another championship as she defeats Zooxis for the CMLL World Women's Championship. Dude.
She's gonna beat Toni Storm, dude.
Yeah, she is. She 1000% is gonna beat Toni Storm, and then she will quite literally. She will hold all the women's AEW gold. Which I don't know if she's gonna be wrestling double duty, or I don't know if we're gonna see her defend both titles in one match. I don't know if it's just gonna become one title. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, do you see when she wins a match how many titles she's like fighting to keep around her arms?
Literally, bro. This shit is a workout in itself, bro. God damn.
And she hasn't even won the main one
big
yet.
One. Yep. Good lord.
Yikes.
Lord.
So Mercedes wins. Afterwards, we get an incognito man, vignette by Toni Storm. She's walking around Mexico, wearing a hat and a trench coat. Like I said, she looks like the Incognito Man, and Inspector Gadget, I think his name was. She looks like him. She's walking around Mexico, and she, in the vignette tells Mercedes to turn around, or she said something like it's behind you or something like that. And there she was standing behind Mercedes Monet. She attacks Mercedes, and Mercedes escapes the attack. As this was that. So your newest piece of build was Mercedes and Zeuxis with a Toni Storm attack after the match. So
Literally no character interactions, no character promos together. It's just been sniffing and attacks so far in this
yep.
feud, dude. It's all it is. I have no idea truly their connection, if they have one, between each other, if they have a beef between each other, this, that, nothing. It's just attacks and sniffing.
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I was gonna say the vignette was cool. The vignette was cool, but you know, the interactions between them, it's literally just been steaks and sniffs. That has been the story of this feud. Steaks and sniffs and attack and attacks that, nobody really leaves on the upper hand of. Every time Tony is, about to hit her with a move, Mercedes just retreats. She rolls out of
Yes,
the ring and retreats.
exactly.
I mean, that's the story of this feud. Nothing really interesting going on here. Like I said, the vignette was nice. It was very cool, but I expect nothing less from a Toni Storm vignette. So, yeah, just very, 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 very bland, very bland feud there, man. If I do say so myself, it's just been very, very cookie cutter, bro. Very, very cookie
It's
cutter. So,
been
I
very.
I mean, when you're building to the biggest match in your, with your biggest women's baby face and your biggest women's heel, and the main thing people remember from that is a fucking steak, we have a problem. So that's that. And the main event is a 10-man tag. I think this one was 10-man. Let's see. Yes,
Yeah,
it
I
was a
think it was
10-man
10,
tag.
yeah.
It was
Okay.
supposed to be the Death Riders, Wheeler, Mox, and Claudio, but this ended up being the Death Riders, Mox, and Yuta. So it was Mox, Yuta, the Bucks, and the Beast Morton. They did not specify. Um. Actually, I think they might have. I think they might have cited. I think they might have cited travel issues for Claudio. A lot of people wanted to
Yeah.
call that out as to how true that was because of the recent news of who the Beast Mordas or Morton is dating. I don't know how true that was, but regardless, the Beast Morton was on the show, and they faced the Ops, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland in the main event.
So basically, anarchy in the arena without the women and Beast Moros instead of Claudio.
Actually,
All right.
yeah, that's exact. I didn't even. Wow, that's hilarious. Yes, that's exactly what this match was. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this again. By this point in the night, I am so ridiculously drained at this point, man. I truly did not really have the tolerance to watch this match, man. But I did it. I did it, but yeah, again, at this point in the night, man, I was I was pretty dead to rights, man. I was pretty fucking bored at by the end of this, to be 100% honest, bro.
Oh, definitely.
John Moxley rolls up Swerve Strickland to give his team the victory. And yeah, they attacked them afterwards, and Adam Page came out for the save. Had a stare down with John Moxley, and that was pretty much it, man. Again, the show itself, from an in-ring standpoint, some of the wrestling was good. I will have to say, though, I don't know if it's like tradition over there to do like 14-man tags, but that is not it. It's way too crowded. It's way too many people. Those kind of took away from it, man. But again, I mean, a bunch of good wrestling, but a bunch of good wrestling I didn't fucking care about. I don't understand how that is AEW fans' argument a lot of the time. Is, oh, the wrestling was good. Again, a good match happens before the bell even rings. You know what I mean? And I understand not every TV match is gonna be like that. But you could at least put people in the ring that makes sense to be in the ring together. And people that I actually fucking care about, man, or things that I actually care to see. Yeah, I don't know, man. This show didn't do it for me, to be honest, man. Or if you wanted to do a show like this, why you did this on the build to All in Texas, rather than after All in Texas, is beyond me.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Like the show, it was fine for what they tried to do, and I think it was successful for what they tried to do. I'm not the biggest in what they, tried to do, man, but I think building to Forbidden Door would have been the better spot for this show.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, man, I mean, they were going for a CMLL show. They did that. It's just now, not the right time.
No, not for me.
So, that was Dynamite. That was Grand Slam Mexico. And yeah, that is everything for AEW. That is everything for AEW, man. As now, we do have an official word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got a word from W Energy. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula that is sugar-free, 0-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout. Save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Truly, always got to shout out W, man, whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for. You're watching these 10, 14, 12, fucking 20-man tags. Your head's shooting from place to place. You don't know where to look. If you need the focus and you need the energy, try W. It'll taste good all at the same time.
Yes, sir. As always, thank you to the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels. As always, shout out and thank you to W. All right, man. SmackDown. Wow.
Fuck.
Wow. Okay, so the rest of the show was pretty ass. You had Aleister Black, dude. What the fuck? All right, like, okay, I don't know. I'm trying not to be that guy who says things too early, because, I know things take time and whatnot, man. But look, I'm gonna start throwing my feelers out there for what in the world are we doing with Aleister Black, bro? Like, again, I understand, not everybody could just come in and be the guy, but dog, what the fuck? What are we doing here, bro? I mean, this is, this dude goes out for a match with Kit Wilson. First of all, if that match took place, That could have been one of the biggest tragedies I've ever seen on a SmackDown program. You were going to run Aleister Black versus Kit Wilson. That's the first
Right.
problem. The second problem, we have R-Truth coming out there, and he attacked Kit Wilson. And Aleister Black is just fucking standing there, just staring like an idiot. What are
Bro,
we
like
doing?
that standing emoji was just Aleister Black, bro. Dan was dead ass just standing there, arms to his side, looking at the ring, looking at what was going on, bro, and just was fucking. I don't know what they're doing with Aleister Black, dude. Like, I get you can't just instantly shoot people to the moon, but you still have to keep them in orbit. And
Ah,
that man has been falling back to Earth. And that's Triple H just he takes too long with certain things, and when you re-debut someone into a company, you can't Triple H a length of getting billed, dude, because that person just becomes an obsolete member of the roster, man. And not that it's fully happened yet, but they're on that path, dude, and it's very fucking frustrating. And even like another thing, why the fuck did our Truth attack a random ass fucking Kit Wilson? What
yeah.
was the real point of that? Why is he attacking random baby faces when he is not a heel, or he should not be a heel? Just a bunch of nonsensicalness wrapped all in one segment.
All for, again, man, all for a backstage segment to take place, which, you know, with that being said, okay, so he attacks Kit Wilson. He calls for John Cena to come out there so they could do their match now. John never comes out, so he just dips. And then he sees Aleister Black in the back. They have a face-off. And then you have this like weird moment where Damian Priest is trying to aura farm, and he just like fucking gets in the middle of these two, and he's like, "Yo, Truth, you gotta handle your business. You gotta handle your business tonight, and then we gonna go downtown and get some drinks." Like, what the fuck? And Aleister Black is just standing there, and he just eventually like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like what is this? Like, I don't know, man. They didn't. I'll say, man, they did not do Aleister Black any fucking favors throughout this whole thing whatsoever, man. That's the thing. You like Al, and he just stands there, and I'm like waiting. I'm like, oh, okay, they're gonna start a Black and Priest feud. All right, we could, see Aleister Black. Like my original thing when I heard about Black coming back, I wanted to see him, bury Damian Priest. That was one of my wishes. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's gonna, give him a black mass. I don't really see, or maybe he's gonna start a feud with R-Truth, right? No, he just walks off. He just fucking walks away. Again, on this night, Black was done no favors. And I don't know, man. They made him look silly, man. They made him look absolutely silly. I was not a fan of this whatsoever. Bad night for Black.
Exactly. Very, very bad night for the way they made that man look. He looked like just a schmuck on the roster that was there to stand there and just look stupid. And it really did that man no favors, and they need to pick up the pace with a lot of things, Aleister Black included.
Yeah, and like you said, man, I like that. I like the term, man, keeping him in orbit. Triple H
Hmm.
apparently has a ridiculously hard is and what you said is so true too, man, because again, I understand not everything could pop off in a day or in a week, with the guy's trajectory, but dude, again, when you re-debut somebody, there's almost this sense of like people want to see, like, you understand the dude sat in AEW and did nothing for a very long time. Like, you got to be quick on your feet to, just portray or perceive to your audience, make your audience perceive that he is here for a reason. You know what I mean? The last thing you want to do is make your audience feel like he's doing nothing, because we've been used to that for the past 4 years in AEW.
it literally right now feels like no difference to what he was doing in AEW. He's just there. He does his entrance and he's there. And they really, again, you don't need to shoot him to the moon. He doesn't have to be going for world titles or even the mid card title right now. But give him a purpose, give him a feud, give him something
Yeah.
to do in the meantime, please.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Hopefully, something will materialize with Damian Priest. I hear Damian is very banged up. I don't know. Maybe have Alistair, bury the shit out of him and then send him on his way. Could just an option, something maybe I would do, but just an idea. Yeah. So that's that. That was that was that was how Alistair Black's night went. Dude, they revealed next week the Wyatt Six are getting a tag title match against the Street Profits. Question.
Okay.
Did Fraxium ever get their rematch? Because their first
I,
match, the Wyatts interrupted.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did, bruh. Not that I remember.
The SmackDown tag division, dude, again, it's so stacked, but at the same time, it's so fucked.
Oh, dude,
We're already giving the Wyatts a tag title match.
Triple H treats tag teams like how fucking Tony Khan treats incoming women's talent. They come in, they go for the title, lose, and then they just nothing. Or even worse, they win it, and it's still nothing. They do nothing with those tag titles, bro.
It really reminds me of how it really does remind me on, like you said, how Tony does women. You know what I mean? Someone comes in, the new person comes in, the shiny new toy gets a title match. The shiny new toy either wins the title on their first match or they lose, and then they're just in the shuffle.
Yep. They're just there now. Just barely a part of the show, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I mean, and they're in the worst predicament too, where I don't care if they win, I don't care if they lose, I don't care if the Street Profits win, I don't care if Street Profits lose. I would, I don't even know what I would do, man. Maybe I would put the title on the Wyatts again. It's very soon, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Have them lose? I mean, maybe I don't know, dude. I I don't, I don't know, man. So, King and Queen of the Ring, Asuka advances to the finals. So, like we predicted, she was probably going to either be taking that loss to Charlotte or she was going to be taking that loss to Jade Cargill. So, looks like Jade Cargill's fucking Asuka is going to have to do the service for Jade Cargill. Yay. And then we have, in what was a very unpredictable match, it was actually a very good match as well, Randy Orton advancing over Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn is out of the King of the Ring, man. So they will be giving us that Orton and Cody match, man, but it is not going to be because of a heel turn. It is not going to be for WWE Championship or anything like that. We're getting it in the King of the Ring finals, man. How you feeling about that?
I think I might like it a little more at this point, that it's not like just a straight heel turn and this and that. I think the whole thing they've been going for lately with like Cody's friendships getting ruined because of this and that, and I think at least it's gonna feel, or the step to for their friendship to be ruined is gonna happen during or after said match, and I think that's just gonna be another step in Cody's journey of just losing everybody, losing all his friends to this and that, and I think that's gonna be another step in that story they've been telling, man.
Yeah.
But what about you?
I was, I obviously could have seen it. Which is actually what I really liked about King of the Ring this year, was you had a lot of unpredictable outcomes with Sammy, Orton, Cody, Jay being the 4 finalists. And yeah, like you said, I actually do fuck with it because it's an unpredictable route to how to get their first match. Again, everybody thought either it was going to be for a title, it was going to be because Orton turned heel, and but I like how, this could be the first step to, these guys and their relationship being ruined. Is Orton, you know, Orton, maybe this is the first step to, Orton realizing that, maybe the old the student and the mentor, the student, getting the one up on him in King of the Ring. Maybe this is going to be the first step to Orton maybe feeling that maybe he's gone a little soft and maybe he needs to revert to his old ways for, for another heel run down the line. And I actually like it, man. I actually like it. Again, it goes against the unpredictable route of, he turns heel because he's got the WWE championship, and these guys always say they're brothers. You know what I mean? So I like how the first time they face off, it's because, it's not by choice, right? You know what I mean? It's because they just so happen to meet each other in a tournament. You know what I mean? And then like you said, this is going to be the first crack in the shield of, these two maybe feeling some sort of way about each other. And then Cody's I guess selfishness getting in the way of his relationship, seemingly how his, selfishness, if you want to say it, to keep the WWE championship and to remain on top ruined a relationship with Owens and that sort of thing, man. So and just kind of overall the story they've been going for. So I fuck with it. I like it a lot. And yeah, I think I think it's going to be a good final for sure. So again, it does sort of make the finals a little predictable, which if you would have went with Sammy, you could have had the option of, okay, Sammy could win this, but Cody could as well. Being that they, they're teasing Sammy in that world title scene damn near every week. But at the end of the day, it's going to make for a good story, so I am not going to be complaining. So yeah.
No, overall, I like how they handled King of the Ring this year. I like how, AEW did their big tournament, and I like how WWE did theirs.
Mm-hmm.
It's very story-oriented, and I like how they did it.
Yeah. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Didn't understand the end of this segment, but I gotta say, I am very proud of what they did with Jacob Fatu here. He did his catchphrase at the end. That was it. I liked it.
I like that a lot. They actually gave a real promo.
Yes.
They allowed him to finally.
Yes, and Jacob never fails to get a chuckle out of me. I'll say that. So hilarious. So Solo Sikoa is out there and he's telling Jacob nobody saw the potential in him except for Solo. He says, I brought you here so you could put food on the table for your family. And I did that because I love you, Jacob. And we need to move forward together because you're all I got. And you're all I need.
As JC Mateo was literally in a little backstage segment before this talking to him.
Also, okay, I've met Jeff Cobb before. I've met JC Mateo before. Man, I don't remember him sounding like that. He sounds like a white dude. He's like, he's in the fucking back with Solo, and he's like, where's Jacob, man? I want Jacob. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why does this dude sound like a 10-year-old little white boy? I'm like, what in the world? I went back, sure enough, he's like, where's Jacob? I want a piece of Jacob, man. Like, all right. So anyways.
He's so bubbly.
He was, dude. So Jacob, he's got this very smug look on his face, and he tells Solo, he says, this is what it comes down to. You loving me He says, the way I see it, you've been using me to gain power and to fight your battles, to stay tribal chief. He says, you brought me in, or he says, you brought me in to bring you fame and to bring you gold. And ever since I won this title, you're the one that's been acting different. He says, maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe the problem is this U.S. title. And if that's what, he says, if that's, and he says, if that's what I think it is, then fight me for it. He says, I'm going to warn you one time, you know what I'm about. You know what's popping with me, blood. And you know that Jacob Fatu is all gas, no brakes with it. Yada I mean. And Solo goes to give him the spike. Jacob catches his hand. These two start to brawl. And then here comes 10-year-old little Timmy Mateo. He comes out here and they attack Fatu. And we have Jimmy Uso coming out for the save. Okay, so I like the promo. Again, Jacob saved his catchphrases for the end, which is, again, something that I've kind of been on the fence about. I think they just have Jacob Fatu say the all gas, no brakes thing a little too much. Here, this week, not a problem. He gave he gave some substance in his promo. He told Solo what he thought about the situation without saying most of his catchphrases the whole time. It was great. It was great, man. I liked it a lot. Again, just typical Solo, just being an asshole, trying to manipulate Jacob Fatu. Something he used to do to Roman a lot, or something he basically does to majority of his family, just trying to manipulate him. I thought it was great. The only weird thing was, why is Jimmy helping Jacob as if Jacob didn't terrorize the OG bloodline last year? Something to me that was a little like, Jimmy? Okay. That was the only thing that was weird to me. But other than this, man, I thought this promo was great.
Definitely, man. I loved it overall. Like you said, the ending with Jimmy was kind of fucking random and weird and makes no sense. Why would Jimmy save, Jacob at least now? That's like a year and a half of fucking reconcile to repair that shit on TV. But overall, I like the segment between Jacob and Solo. Love the dynamic they have, and very glad they let Jacob give a normal, real promo that isn't just a catchphrase, man. Love what they did there, and very intrigued to see how their match is gonna go, man. I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too. And at the end of the day, you know what's popping with me, blood.
Bro, did you see his fit at Fanatics Fest, bro? The all red.
Oh my god, I did not see this, dude.
Bro, that man was at Fanatics Fest, dude. Every shoes red, pants red, fucking jacket red, bro. Fucking red hat, bro. That man is hilarious, dude. He's real with it.
I mean, at the end of the day, he is from Boakland, so
he is the U.S. champion, so it is what it is, bro. He is the U.S. champ, bro. So shit.
That is great. They should definitely make a shirt out of that. The U.S. champion.
He's got to say that in the promo, bro.
John Cena.
Hell yeah.
The greatest of all time. Man, this is why you can never be too quick to say a run is completely garbage. Because we get moments like this.
We say, bro, all it took was Punk or AJ.
Yes. Let's hope they do AJ. We got 6 months, so I'm not gonna... I'll start getting on their ass in like October if it's not happening by then. But okay, well, John Cena, bro. Holy fuck. Dude, this was awesome, bro. This was incredible. Like, John Cena has this match with R-Truth, kind of made R-Truth like a little bit of a dweeb, I will say, but all right, all is forgiven because of what happened next. I guess. So,
Been better with R-Truth if they didn't have him go for John again. I think
yeah.
if they had him come back and kind of do his own path, I think it would have been a lot better. But it really looks like he just got shoved to the wayside, yeah, right after John Cena. So that did not do no favors.
Yeah. Yeah. So, CM Punk comes out and he gets snapped through a Slim Jim table by John Cena. When that table was brought out, I'm not even trying to say that, I predicted this or whatever, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, bro. I shit you not. When I seen the table, I said, John Cena's about to recreate the pipe bomb, isn't he? Because why is he just aimlessly bringing out a table in a random brawl on SmackDown? Because I remember being a young 10-year-old little Johnny, and I literally remember the episode of Raw Roulette. Cena gets put through the table by, funny enough, I think it was R-Truth. And then obviously the rest is history, right? CM Punk cuts the pipe bomb and, fucking legendary moment. They bring out this table and I'm like, And then he just, puts CM Punk through it. And then he grabs a microphone and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Because obviously we all remember the aesthetic of, Punk sitting on the ramp, Cena's fucking laying there. He just got put through the table. So, Cena grabs a microphone. He says, as you lay there in your most uncomfortable way, and then obviously right there, I was like, okay, they're doing it. He says, I hope you can listen. Before I leave here in 6 months with the WWE Championship, I got a whole lot of stuff I need to get off my chest. I don't hate you. I don't even dislike you. Hell, I like you a hell of a lot more than anyone you've ever shared a locker room with. AEW jab. He says, I hate this idea that you're the best in the world. You're not. I am the greatest of all time. You're better than me at one thing, and that's being the best bullshitter in the world. Man. He says, oh no, kiddos. John Cena just cursed. John Cena just said a curse word on the show. We're completely off the rails. He says, Stu, shoot this. Hi, I'm breaking the fourth wall. He says, the truth is, I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous of how you've gotten these people to believe the myth that you're the best in the world. They chant for you, they sing to you, but they don't believe a goddamn word you say. Because you change your values more than I change my t-shirts. He says you're just a loudmouth opportunist who will step on the necks of people who actually work hard if they get ahead of you. Hey, Claudio Castagnoli. Hey, Nick Nemeth. Hey, Matt Cardona. How you guys doing? Jesus.
Crazy.
He says, we're still on, baby. There's nobody back there that is going to cut my mic to save your ass because I'm your only friend. Remember who gave you the stage for your pipe bomb, pal. And What have you done since then? You regurgitate the same 5 microphone moves of doom. You're promo potato salad. You're no longer the voice of the voiceless. You're a millionaire. Despite yourself, you're not a punk. You're a capitalist. You're not against TKO, dude. You're Mr. TKO, because they have knocked your balls technically right off your body. Your tweets are strong. Your actions are weak. And in Saudi Arabia, you're going to face some loud music. And I finally proved to the world that each and every day, day in and day out, no days off for 25 years, I've been the greatest of all time. He says the crowd is just completely erupted in fucking John Cena praise at this point. So he says, see, they know that you were the best in the world for 7 minutes 14 years ago. And if after Night of Champions you're still delusional enough to believe you're the best in the world, I guess it's a small world. Says you're welcome, Grand Rapids. Bring your A game to Night of Champions, because if you can't tell, the mood is starting to change. He says I know you were he says, I know even you idiots are smart enough to see the truth. The champ is here. USA, keep your 2.5 minutes. I don't need a bomb. Elvis has left the mother fudging building. Thanks for letting me rip off your promo to make you look even more foolish. And he drops the mic as CM Punk lays there on a table. Again, at this point, the crowd just completely, obviously, we all still love Cena, but the fans, they like to play like they hate him, to play up to the heel run. It's just kind of what you do. Even at this point, nobody was hiding anything. The crowd was had completely erupted in John Cena praise, because that was nuts. Dude.
That was insane, dude.
This is obviously, I'm sure, an early nominee for Moment of the Year, the John Cena Pipebomb. This was absolutely incredible, man. Everything from the old lines, the old, LOL. Everything from the old lines, as you lay there in your most uncomfortable way, before I leave here with the WWE Championship, a lot of things I need to get off my chest, all that stuff, man. Absolutely incredible, man. I loved every minute of this. This is this is GOAT stuff, bro. This is GOAT stuff, and this is the shit we wanted to see, man. This is the shit we wanted to see. And I'm not one of these people that, says that this whole run has been a complete waste and all this kind of stuff. I've liked a lot of it. A lot of it's just moved very slow for me. But then again, I think a lot of people do have unrealistic expectations, or had unrealistic expectations going into this, for what exactly he could do. But things on the mic, I think John has hit it out of the park a lot of the time. Again, a lot of it all for me, honestly, man, a lot of it has to do with, at least around the whole Jey Uso, Logan Paul stuff. A lot of it had to do with who he was there with. It just didn't do it for me. But the stuff with Orton, the stuff with Punk, the stuff with Cody, the build, the promo stuff with Cody, not the match, but the build with Cody was very good, man. But yeah, again, this was awesome. The John Cena pipe bomb, like I said, everything from the old lines to him bringing up Claudio, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona, I thought was awesome, man. And then again, calling CM Punk out, your tweets are strong, your actions are weak. The This is all stuff that people are saying, man. And again, the live audience, I think even the live audience showed you enough as to how much, like he said at the end of this promo, how much the mood had kind of changed at the end of this, to the point where, again, people just straight erupted in John Cena praise because, again, in my opinion, he is the GOAT. Like, legit, you put him up there with the Rocks, the Austins, the Hogans, whatever. He's the greatest of all time. His longevity says it, and his quality through his longevity says it to me. This was another one of those iconic John Cena moments in his final year. Absolutely fucking incredible, man. The fucking GOAT.
Truly is the fucking goat. I'm so glad we got this. And this is just another reason why I love that he is doing the heel run overall.
Yep.
Is the mirrors, the callbacks to old feuds where now I obviously we talked about with the Orton feud. Now we're getting it with the Punk feud where the roles are reversed. Cena's the heel, his old opponent who was the heel at the time is the baby face in this. And it's just a cool ass callback, dude. And his, pipe bomb was so cool. It was fucking amazing. Very cool mirror, and just it rhymed so well with that original pipe bomb. And I love what they did here, man. I love what it did for the story. Obviously, just the moment itself is just so fucking cool, and it's gonna be remembered forever. And loved what they did here, man. Love how they did this. Love that they did this, and even just like the camera shot of Punk laying there, and you saw just Cena sitting on the ropes. It was just great work all around. Obviously, you do just see a Slim Jim logo in the middle of an iconic shot now, but that's kind of something I'm used to nowadays with this company. It is what it is. But incredible fucking segment, man. Love how they did it.
Absolutely, man. Well,
And
wrestling fans, they see, they see a couple bad things. And two, everybody likes to say the farewell run sucks, but a lot of again, did the stuff when he was around Jay, Cody, and Logan suck? Yes. And did the match with Cody really, really, really bomb in terms of like the whole Travis Scott thing and just how the match went? It did. It did. And again, I'll be the first to admit that, but I'll also be the first to say I wasn't really expecting the whole year John to put on a lot of like crazy good matches. But like from everything that he's done on the mic, when you look at obviously the heel turn is an iconic moment now. The stuff with Cody on the mic was great. The stuff with Orton on the mic was great. And obviously the stuff with Punk on the mic has been great. So like, but wrestling fans, they see a couple bad things and they call for it to be axed and whatever they think they want, but yeah, I don't know.
exactly, wrestling fans, they get one bad element, they hate the whole thing, and then when the whole thing ends, they're gonna look back at the whole thing and love the whole thing and reminisce about how though it was just great. You know wrestling fans, dude.
It's a,
These fans are going back fucking reminiscing about 2019 WWE.
yeah.
They don't know what they like.
I was gonna say these are the same people calling for Vince to be back. Um, you weren't there, bruh. I can tell you right now, you were
Oh,
not
yeah,
there.
bro.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like that is why. And honestly, is it off to a great start? No, but like that is why I'm kind of waiting to really hone in on like the whole Rollins stuff, because at the end of the day, bro, do you remember when Solo Sikoa sucked ass as the tribal chief at first? But he grew into it. You know what I mean? So, like, is the Rollins run going ideal now? I think there's some things they could do to make it better. I think there's just some overall chemistry things that need to, grow in there first. But again, I'm not really going to hone in right now and say it sucks. I mean, we're 2 months in. And again, look at Solo Sikoa 2 months in. Everybody was like, just drop the gimmick. Yeah, just drop the fucking storyline with Roman Reigns and just call it a day. Just take off the
Who
necklace,
cares?
Solo. Yeah, who cares? Like again, is it going odd? Sure. Is it have I really been able to sink my teeth into it up until this point? No, but at the end of the day, man, let's just see how everybody's chemistry develops, how everybody works into their role. Speaking of that group, we got Raw. we got Monday Night Raw. So, this is your June 23rd edition of Raw from Columbus, Ohio, as the open to the show, speak of the devil, is the Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed group.
Dude, what did fucking Michael Cole them? Cole called them on commentary during the Penta match. He said Seth Rollins and his coup is what he called them on commentary.
Seth Rollins and his coup, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna put that in notes, but I didn't even know how to write coup, so I was like, I'm gonna just fucking mention it during it because I was like, dude, Seth Rollins and his coup.
That makes sense.
And yeah, his coup.
I look at them, I just say, this is Seth's coup. That makes a lot of sense. So,
No identity.
Seth, yeah, none. Seth gets on the mic. He does his shtick. He says, he asks the fans, what? My apologies. Okay. All right. Where were we? So, yeah, okay, yeah. Let me just fucking start the promo over. So Seth, he does his shtick. He then asks the fans, "What do you want?" Again, I regurgitate. They don't know half the time. They do a bunch of chants. They chant for Roman. They chant for Punk. They start barking for Braun. They're singing Seth's song. He says they don't know what they want, and he says he doesn't care what they want. He says they need visionaries who tell them what's good for them. He says everything they think they want is because of him. He says he created Roman Reigns, and WWE wanted to cash in on how much he hates CM Punk. What'd you say?
I think I cracked the Seth Rollins character code. In that promo, dude, he's Triple H. You know, y'all don't know what y'all want. I run. Yeah, he's Triple H, bro. I just realized that.
I see. Well, I am always something, bro. Sorry, I am trying to get the live chat to reload here. Okay, I think. All right, we're okay. I think we're getting back to a sustainable point. All right. I really thought it was gonna skip out on us again. Okay. All right. So, anyways, my apologies. Again, I don't know why this keeps happening. Okay. All right. So he says he created Roman Reigns, and he And WWE wanted to cash in on how much he hates CM Punk, so they brought him back. He says he built the World Heavyweight Championship and the NXT Championship in his image. He says every revolution has its opposition. And LA Knight stuck his nose in their business. He says, and he got tsunamied for it. He got tsunamied for his troubles. He says, just like Braun is going to take care of Penta tonight, he says all the champions and the challengers are running a race for second place. He specifically named Cody, Jay, Orton, Cena, Gunther, Goldberg, and CM Punk as the guys who are running the race for second place. Because okay. He says they are running the race for second place. And that was it. The promo itself, I mean, it was fine. It was fine. It was just Seth just playing his gimmick up, I guess, doing his thing. Nothing really too special. Just instead of WWE just opening the show with a match, they just opened it with a yeah, again, like I said, didn't really factor into anything or anything like that. It was just kind of Seth selling his gimmick, so that was pretty much it. It was fine.
Definitely, man. It was fine. It kind of just was there. He didn't really no progression in it. There was moments where he was like calling his group the Revolution and this and that, and I was like, "Oh, is this where they give the group the name?" And nope, just kind of just went out there, and it was a good promo, but it really was just a whole lot of nothing in all reality, and that was kind of it, man. No progression still, man. No name, no identity, no nothing yet.
Yeah, nothing. Nada for this group. So we have the first match to take place on the show is Braun Breaker versus Pentagon. As it was a decent match. It was a decent way to open the show. Braun, or Braun, as they like to call him, Penta was hitting some offense in on Braun, gave him a couple super kicks, went to springboard, crossbody him off the springboard, and got hit with a spear for a Braun Breaker victory. So Penta in this one, man, as like I said, Braun picks up the victory in what was a pretty decent match. Had a cool little spot to end the show, or to end the match rather, with the springboard rebound spear. And that was pretty much it. After that, Rollins walked up to Pentagon and said to him, "This is your one warning. Stay out of our business, or stay out of our way." Will Penta do that? We will just have to wait and see, I guess. So that should be interesting. They did some stuff with him later in the night that was a bit was a bit strange in terms of the direction he's going. Maybe he's not going to be messing with this group anymore, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Definitely, man. It was a good match. Obviously, Braun Penta gonna be a good match, and the classic Raw formula. Penta usually is the first match on the show, and no different here. And it was good, man. It was good. It was obviously what you think you're gonna get, and it served its purpose, man. And the show went on after that.
Gotcha. Yeah, it definitely did. Adam Pearce is in the back. He tells AJ Styles that not only is Liv hurt, but Dom is hurt too. And he's first in line whenever Dom is healthy and the match is his. But the match at Night of Champions is canceled.
Right.
Do you think this has anything to do with the controversy? Because
I
I don't think Dom is hurt, in my humble opinion.
no. I don't think he's hurt at all. When this segment first happened, if I'm being honest, I thought it was just going to be like a little throughout Raw story that was going to happen and the
Yeah.
match was still on. But as Raw went on, I was like, okay, match is off. They're adding new matches. Whatever. I don't think he's injured. I think, because of all, the controversy, either AJ or Dom, whichever one, did not want to go, to Saudi. And they backed out, obviously, and they had to postpone the match. It's one of those, one of those two, I think, backed out of the match. And I mean, it is what it is. Do you blame them?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely don't. Um so yeah, that is that. That was that. So AJ walks away and um yeah, I definitely like you said, man. I definitely don't think I definitely don't think Dom is hurt. I definitely think this is a case of one of them, either it's AJ or Dom, does not want to travel to Saudi Arabia, so I really don't blame them at all. But AJ walks away, and the New Day and Grayson Waller walk up. This highly formidable trio, the new Day. Um and um Adam Pearce informs them that they will have to wrestle. They fucking flipped out. I will say, this New Day
They're
run has
cold.
been ass, but that was funny. They were like, "Don't say it, don't say it," and he's like, "It's official," and they just started fucking going ballistic. So that was funny, and then it wasn't funny because he fucking tells them they're facing Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Do not tell me Roxanne is going to help Finn and JD get the titles back the same way Liv Morgan helped Finn and JD get the titles probably like a year ago.
Verbatim from last year, just repeating.
Dude,
Good
that was
lord.
the first thing I thought, cuz I was like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, and then what they did tonight with like Roxanne, really trying to like get brownie points in the Judgment Day because everybody misses Liv. So like nobody wants to, everybody's a little bit like, I guess, emotionally hurt about Liv Morgan, and like Roxanne's being there for them. They're all kind of taking to her. They're all kind of, welcoming her into the group now. That was the first fucking thing I thought about was, do not tell me they are going to rehash what they did last year and then this year have Rox be the one to help Finn and JD get a hold of the tag titles. I don't know, man. I really think that is actually a huge possibility, though.
I think it is. I think they might win them next week because they just got a championship match next week just for the fucking fuck of it. And I'm sure it'll go well for them. And yeah, they're just repeating the Liv stuff with Roxanne basically verbatim.
Good lord. So they walk away. Grayson Waller warns Adam Pearce not to mess with his boys, the New Day. Wow.
Okay. just leave, bro. Just go to the back. Just do your little backstage background segment and call it a day, bro. You need to come up to Adam Pearce.
Yeah. Goldberg. Wow. This had just so you could just smell the
Boy,
badassery off of this one. This man thinks
so
he is
badass.
so hard, bro.
Oh, dude, he thinks he's Arnold in the 80s, bro. He thinks he's fucking top shit, bro.
Gold Cole. Did you really think I was going to let that slide? Michael Cole says, no, I didn't. He said Gunther embarrassed him in front of his wife, his son, and his adopted hometown of Atlanta. He says, I was there to have a good time. That's right, Bill. You shut the fuck up and be a fan, okay? You shouldn't be getting involved. Yeah, exactly.
No, exactly.
Shut the fuck up and be a fan. Have a good time, will ya?
A good time.
He says, at Saturday night's main event, I'm going to beat the fuck out of Gunther. You're gonna... that was that. Bro, you are not badass, bro. I'm sorry to inform you. I regret to inform you, you have no aura anymore. None.
Sounds like fucking Grandpa Ron talking about his fucking wartime stories.
Yeah.
And he's in, he can't even move. And he's talking about how badass he used to be. And I'm like, dude, you're old. You're so old, bro.
Oh, God.
He's so cringy, dude.
So Michael Cole, after the interview, he's talking on commentary. Corey was on the call again tonight, which was nice to see. Always nice to see Corey. He says he asked Bill what happens if he wins the World Heavyweight Championship. Goldberg said to him, interesting dilemma. One would say that he is going to take the World Championship and retire with it because WWE doesn't care about the lineage. I'm not going to say that. One would say that. I'm not going to say it. Because, me neither. But, I'm not going to be the one to say that. Because, WWE would be absolute fucking fools to obviously have Goldberg win this match. I mean, why? But Goldberg winning the championship and then vacating it to retire with it would be absolutely one of the dumbest fucking decisions that they would ever do, especially with him and all these injuries. Obviously, I would really like to think that they would never in a million worlds be that dumb. Under Vince, probably. Again, Triple H ain't perfect. I don't think Triple H is even that fucking stupid. So yeah, that was the Goldberg thing. Like I said, him saying interesting dilemma. Yeah, that you're not walking away, bro. You can't run. You're not walking. You're not defeating Gunther, bro. Sorry.
And another thing Goldberg said during that interview is like, as long as I can step in the ring, I'm gonna defend myself and my family. Bro, you can't step in the ring.
Can't run, dog.
You can't run. You can't step in the ring. You can't lift your shoulder. Bro, you can't do anything. You're 58 and battered. Like, oh man. But he's badass, dude.
He's very badass. He's gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, dork.
So Pin is in the back, and he's firing everyone up about getting gold. He fires Raquel up. Raquel starts yelling at him. Speaking of not intimidating, Finn says, yes, this is what I need to see out of you. I need to see the enforcer. Who is she, fucking 2022 Solo Sikoa? The enforcer. He fires Raquel up. She says, yeah, I'm not going to let Rhea treat me this way. Very intimidating, Raquel Rodriguez was.
It is.
Finn is then trying to play wingman. He's in his wingman stage. All right? You know something about that. He Finn says, hey, after Raquel walks away, he says, hey, Dom, she has a match tonight. Dom looks at her, he says, oh, good luck. And Finn is just fucking cheesing, bro. He is cheesing. Like I said, prime wingman era, he's in it. Sir K, tell the people what you know about it. Tell the people what you knew about this segment and the wingman era.
The segment was Judgment Day segment.
Mm-hmm.
But Wingman era, I don't know about that one. I might have to plead the fifth on that one.
All right. So yeah, Finn was cheesing his ass off, bro. He could set up his boy. I'll give him that. He can't get a victory to save his life, but he could hook his boy up for sure.
He's good at hooking people up, man. He did it with Liv. Now he's doing it with Roxanne. Had a singles victory. Well, up until that last one in like 2 years. So, good for him.
There you go. There you go. Jade Cargill. And Roxanne Perez. Jade Cargill went for a chokeslam in this match, where her taunt before the chokeslam was to lick Roxanne Perez's face. Wonderful
Great.
emote. You can't wrestle, but you could lick someone's face. That's just great. The ending sequence of this match proceeded to be Jade Cargill completely missing her pump kick, getting Roxanne Perez up for a powerbomb, hits the powerbomb, and then as she plants Roxanne on the mat, she just stays crouched down with Roxanne in powerbomb position still. She then gets her up for the Jaded and beats Roxanne 1-2-3 to advance to the finals at Night of Champions against Asuka. All this time, man, I don't know, Jade, what is she doing, bro? I don't know what she's doing in her training, man, but it is it's looking a little rocky, if I do say so myself. She is just how long she been in WWE now, bro? 2 years, damn near. And there is some tiny improvements, man. Very small improvements. It is not much. It is not much at all. If you look at how much like Obafemi has developed in the course of, I mean, when did we start seeing Obafemi, bro? What was that? The end of 2023 as well? If you look at how much guys like him have improved, or just other people have improved, you look at a lot of the names in NXT, look at how much they improved, man, and then you look at Jade Cargill, man, it's night and day to me how much some of those guys and girls have improved versus Jade, to be honest, bro. Yeah, it again, still seeing just sloppiness and choppy wrestling after all this time. Sucks to see, man, but yeah.
Like, man, it sucks to see, and I really hope that improvement really hits through soon, man. But she's still pretty sloppy, man.
She is. They announced Raw has a special start time of 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific next week. So Raw will be 2 hours early next week.
Interesting.
Sheamus is in the back as he has this beautiful blossoming friendship with Akira Tozawa. And Rusev walks up. He tells Sheamus he handles his business in the back like a snake. He does his in the ring like a god. He tells Sheamus that he is Sheamus tells him that's funny coming from the guy who was a complete joke in the League of Nations. He says it's time to put up or shut up. So I'm assuming they will have a match announced for next week or soon.
Probably. Eventually. Yeah, eventually. It might be next week. You know, they might have another segment next week. But
Yeah.
match is definitely coming up, man, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Gunther.
We'll get it eventually.
Gunther, man. To me, this is probably the best part of the show.
Oh,
Um,
100%, dude. The most, like, fired up part of the show. Most definitely.
the way Gunther and like his Austrian accent says Goldberg, pretty hard. It
It
is
is.
pretty
It's
hard.
tough.
So Gunther comes out there pissed. He says he says he regained what is rightfully his, this world heavyweight championship. He says he thought about what it means to be next. He says he thought about taking a spear and a jackhammer, and you wake up looking up at the lights. He says Goldberg was the most destructive man of his generation. But it's not 1999 anymore. It's 2025, and right now, I'm the guy. I'm the best pro wrestler in this company. He says he sees a 58-year-old one-trick pony who can't lace my boots. He apologizes. He says he wants to apologize to his wife and his son for what he is going to do to the man that used to be Goldberg. He says, unlike anyone he's ever he says, I am unlike anyone you've ever stepped into the ring with. I've embarrassed you once, and at Saturday night's main event, I'm going to do it again, because it is my personal responsibility to make sure the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg forever dies. That was tremendous. That was fucking tremendous. Leave it to Gunther to fucking get you. This was the one thing about this, which when everybody heard Goldberg and Gunther, everybody, even myself was like, who really, like, this is a waste of time for Gunther. But I will have to say, and I've said it for a very long time, the one thing that's going to be good about this is Gunther is going to fucking destroy this man on the mic. I believe WWE even titled like their YouTube video about this situation. Gunther verbally buries Goldberg. I love this, man. This was quite literally a verbal burial. And this, like I said, is the one thing that is going to just, be tremendous about this whole feud is he is going to quite literally verbally bury this man.
Most definitely. Loved it so far, at least from Gunther's side. Obviously, we saw Goldberg's side earlier in the night, and it's just someone who's trying to hit that aura and is just nowhere near close to anything close to that. And then you got Gunther just casually going out there and lighting shit up, dude. Gunther's a beast. He can make any opponent look good. He could look good against any opponent, dude, and it's fucking great. And it was an incredible promo. Fucking Gunther is so great.
Yeah.
I do need these two face to face so he could verbally bury him to his face again.
Yes, definitely. 100%. Sami Zayn.
Dang.
Sami Zayn is in the back, and Jackie asks him how he feels about his King of the Ring loss. He says, and then Karrion Kross comes up behind him and says, that's what you have to say? He says, exactly what I said happened. You got dropped by the Viper. He says, when are you going to get it? The way you are, you will never be a world champion. Sami says, okay. Okay. He then punches Karrion Kross. He punches him, and Karrion Kross, he falls down. Sammy then crouches down and says, "I'm done talking to you. Our match is official." Sammy walks away. Karrion Kross takes his hand away from his face and just starts laughing as if he didn't just get punched. And it is confirmed, they did confirm towards the end of the night, this match is official, not for next week on Monday Night Raw. This match is official for fucking Night of Champions. It's going to be on pay-per-view.
Look at that, man. I think I saw a statistic that this is his first Mania match since Mania, or first pay-per-view match since Mania 40, and his first singles pay-per-view match since 2022. So,
Holy
finally, he's
shit.
getting a yeah, yeah. See, finally, the fucking man is getting an opportunity, man. I'm excited, and I really hope he could prove, he can prove himself there, dude. I really hope so.
Yeah, this is great. Give Cross the win. Have him, make a statement. Sammy's obviously loved in Saudi, so have Cross win. I'm glad he's getting the spot. Have him win. I don't know if I'm asking for too much, probably, but it would be nice to have Cross win, have Sammy take another crushing defeat on his road to a World Heavyweight Championship. But yeah, man, I'm very glad Karrion Kross is getting a pay-per-view spot, and I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him. That is great news. That is great news for Kross. And yeah, like I said, man, I'm just very, very excited for Kross here, man. Finally, the guy's getting fucking something, man. And it's not even just a Raw match, man. It's a legit pay-per-view match. So I'm excited for that. That's awesome. Sucks that it had to take the final months of his contract for you to finally step up to the plate, but hey, they did it.
Very well could be his write-off, but we'll get to that bridge when we get to that break.
Yeah, right. So,
God.
Becky Lynch and Bally.
Becky's nickname.
All right. So, I don't know. I don't know about this one, man. I love what they've been doing. This one was a little stupid to me, personally.
The way they did it, dude, it just happened. Yeah, we'll get to it, but yeah.
So the match is going on. Becky decides to put Bayley under the announce table and then bury her in a bunch of chairs. Lyra comes out to help Bayley, starts uncovering the chairs. Becky then grabs Lyra and starts attacking her as she's trying to help Bayley get uncovered from the chairs. Starts attacking her. Bayley capitalizes. Bayley capitalizes, gets Lyra. Becky's trying to get Lyra to hit her. Lyra's standing on the ring apron. Bayley then, grabs her off of the ring apron to stop her from hitting Becky, because then she would have gotten disqualified. Becky then baseball slides into Lyra Valkyria, thus taking her out. Bayley capitalizes on this, starts attacking Becky, gets her in the ring, goes for an elbow drop, and while she's on the top rope, Lyra just jumps in the ring and just starts going ham on Becky Lynch, just starts attacking the shit out of her, and just completely costs Bayley the match. To me, when Lyra was on the apron, it looked to me like, when Bayley took her off the apron, it looked like Bayley, maybe talked a little bit of sense into her, like, hey, you're going to get me disqualified or whatever. So it looked like Lyra kind of stopped. Then she gets baseball slid, sees that Bayley has the upper hand, and is about to hit her with one of her signature moves, and just attacks her.
It made no, and then like after the match, Lyra's trying to explain, what she did, and it's like you fucked her over. It's not even like they wrote it so stupid where Lyra just completely fucked her over, and there's no like, oh, she was trying to help her, but shit happened and this and that. The way they had that, and she literally just ran in the ring and started beating her up. There was no like accidental hit there, no getting fed up there, no thinking the ref isn't look, nothing of that. She dead ass just jumped in the ring and beat her up.
Like something you could have done to make this look a little bit better is imagine Becky's laying there in perfect position for the elbow drop, but Lyra's getting to her feet. And, maybe Becky grabs a handful of hair and Lyra just turns around and clocks her. That would have been a little bit more understandable because, then you could have played it up as, well, she grabbed my hair, it was just a natural reaction, right? Somebody fucking grabs your hair, you turn around, you fucking punch them in the face, right? But for Lyra to just jump in the ring and just start going ham on her when she sees that Bayley is about to hit her with, like I said, one of her signature moves and possibly take the title off of her, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. It's like they wrote it so stupid.
It was written very poorly, man. Again, not really gonna hold this against them too much, man. This was 1 week of what has been probably some of the best parts about Raw, all summer. So, again, I'm not really, it's not like this feud's taking a turn for the worst or anything, but it just was one thing that was just kind of like, did they really have to do it like that? Like, I don't know. That could have been written a little bit better, in my opinion, man. But no, I mean, yeah, the segment this week, like I said, I get what they were going for, written very poorly.
It was, dude. It was written very poorly. And the idea was good. The execution, they just messed up, and it just made Lyra just a dead ass, just attack Becky just for the fuck of it, dude. And was not a good was not greatly written.
Mm-hmm. So Chad Gable's in the back. He's telling Ivy Nile to take out Stephanie Vacquet.
Wait,
Speaking of Stephanie Vacquet, no Nikki Bella on the show. So I don't know what they're gonna do now at all. So
especially, and we're about to get to it, but with the Raquel and Rhea stuff, I thought she was gonna get involved in that too, and
mhm,
like team with Rhea or something.
yeah,
No, just nothing. So she might just be off Evolution at this point.
maybe. I'm not really complaining about that.
I would
But
low-key
maybe,
hope so,
maybe
but
a little bit, a
but
little bit.
I'll
uh,
hold you to that.
so, um, so he's telling Ivy to take out Stephanie Vaquer, just like I took care of Ray Phoenix, Ray Mysterio, and wait, hold on. So then he sees Penta. He walks over to him, starts making fun of the man for losing. Penta's like beat to shit. He's distressed. He looks tired. He goes up to him. He starts making fun of him for losing. These two then break out into a brawl, and Penta hits the sacrifice on Chad Gable in the back. And Ludwig is hanging out behind him, just staring around.
Finally there. Look at that.
He is finally there. I do not know. I do not know what the point of him standing in the background to a Pentagon and Gable thing is, because he's already feuded with Penta. So is he gonna fucking join American Made? I mean, what is he gonna do here? I mean, is he gonna feud with Chad Gable? I don't really know what the point of putting him in the back of this segment specifically was, but it's nice to see him back nonetheless.
It's nice to see him finally. The Charlotte politic card, I think, finally weared off. The timer wear off, and we could see him back again. And there was an explanation to this segment. Apparently, it dropped by Body Slam like 30 minutes ago. We'll talk to him more about it on Friday. But apparently, Chad Gable has an undisclosed injury, and this was just a way to write him off TV.
Fuck. Damn.
Yeah. So, yep, dude, no KO, no Gable, bro.
Man.
Their best players are dropping, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But that's the overall explanation for this segment. It was to write Gable off television, so that sucks, dude.
Definitely. Damn, yeah, that does suck. Raquel Rodriguez. She is out here to cut one of the most oralist promos I've ever seen in my entire life. She is out here yelling for Rhea Ripley to come out here so she can teach her a lesson. Teach her a lesson in what? How not to cut a promo?
Literally oralist.
You're gonna teach her how to have zero aura. She calls Rhea out here to get the beating you deserve. This was like a fucking universe mode promo. This was awful.
Dead-ass a universe mode promo. Stand in the middle, call someone out there, run out there, and brawl.
You're gonna get
Good
the
Lord.
beating you deserve, the beating of your life. This is over for you.
beating?
Get out here right now,
Like fucking High School Musical bully.
or else,
The fuck?
or else I'm gonna drag you out here. All right. So
Okay.
Rhea comes out to get the beating she deserves. She starts brawling with Raquel Rodriguez, but this brawl includes kendo sticks and tables. I'm sitting there thinking, like, what are we doing here? Is this a... I guess it made a little more sense in the segment after this, but I'm sitting there like, are they really brawling, worrying about getting, like, tables and stuff right now? So...
Let me grab this table real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass. Hold on, let me fucking grab his kendo stick. Like, all right. So Rhea grabs a table. She goes to give Raquel a riptide through the table, and she is met by Roxanne, who comes in for the save. Which then helps Raquel hit the Tejana bomb on Rhea Ripley through the table, and Roxanne, I keep 3 R's. This is really fucking me up. And Rhea, and then Raquel walks over to help Roxanne up because, she helped her put Rhea through the table. So, Raquel helps Roxanne up, and she gives her a hug and thanks her for the help. So yeah, it seems like everybody's taking a lighthearted approach to Roxanne Perez as Liv Morgan is out, man. So the segment after this, Rhea Ripley storms into Adam Pearce's office. She says, "Pierce, give me Raquel." Pierce says, "Yeah, how about at Night of Champions?" She says, "That sounds great." He says, "How about a street fight?" She says, "Sounds even better." Again, it is a case of be careful what you wish for, because the sixth match on Night of Champions is Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Yikes.
Feel like, more than I just thought about the last few minutes, we probably are going to get Nikki Bella Evolution. It's genuinely probably going to be Rhea and Nikki Bella versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez.
That could be the case, especially if they were not able to get Brie Bella.
If they weren't able to get her, I mean, she said she's down, but unless Bryan Danielson comes with, I don't think they care too much. So I guess it's probably just going to be Nikki, man. But I feel like we're going to get a version of that because it's a street fight. Technically, Raquel is going to have backup, and Rhea doesn't have any backup, and I think I know who the backup will end up being.
Yikes. So, is it true? We got an international segment with Asuka and Io Sky, who, by the way, notice you haven't heard Io Sky's name on this.
That was her only segment, was the international backstage segment. I think it was like 10 seconds long. They was in the locker room. Asuka's in the locker room. Io walks up to her and Asuka just says, "See you at SummerSlam," and then boom, segment's gone.
I would love for that to be the case, but I think it's going to the chosen one, Mrs. Cargill,
I was like,
unfortunately.
if I'm being honest, I could see those two still meeting at SummerSlam.
Me too.
It's just not going to be through Asuka winning Queen
Yeah.
of the Ring. It's going to be through just general, just normal match bookings.
Yeah. That would be tremendous. I would obviously love a match with Asuka and Io, and I wish that would have been on TV so we can see a little bit of the damage control fallout play out on TV. But what do we know, right? What do we know? Yeah, this would have been awesome for this would have been awesome. You could have done the Rhea Ripley segment as the international segment and then just announced to the American audience, Adam Pearce has made it official, like they always do.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, they might as well.
Yeah, I would have much rather taken the Asuka and Io segment for sure. The main event, the finals, the semifinals, the final semifinal match to the King of the Ring tournament. Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso. This match was the match itself was pretty good. The match itself was pretty good, if I do say so myself. It was decent. It was
So
yeah, it
what
was
I'll give him is he could pick up near the end.
yeah, for sure. For sure. And Cody Jay was on the top rope for an Uso splash. Cody would meet him up there and hit him with a super Cody cutter off the top, immediately go into a crossroads and give himself the win in King of the Ring. So the finals will be Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in the finals at Night of Champions to the King of the Ring tournament. So for the second year in a row, Orton does make the finals, and this year he will not be facing Gunther. He will be facing Cody Rhodes. So I'm assuming we'll be getting King Cody.
I'm assuming we'll be getting King Cody, and I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how those two, how their friendship goes throughout that match.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. So yeah, Cody Rhodes has made his way to the finals. Like I said, the match was okay. The end of it sort of picked up a little bit, which was nice to see. But yeah, rather predictable at this point. Obviously, once you see Randy makes his way to the finals, everybody pretty much assumed that Cody would be next to follow. But I mean, the match was okay, and yeah, he daps up Jay. They show respect. Yeah, I mean, this was honestly, dude, minus the Gunther stuff, and maybe a couple other things on the show. This was your typical summer of 2025 Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty generic overall 2025 episode of Raw.
So yeah, that was that. That was that, man, and yeah, that was pretty much everything, man. That was pretty much everything for the week of wrestling, man. So yeah.
But yeah,
Alrighty, guys. That was everything. That was everything. Like I said, yeah. Pretty boring episode of Grand Slam Mexico. Bad episode of SmackDown mixed with two pretty good segments, and then a middle of the road Monday Night Raw, man. So yeah, that was that. That was that, man. And that is everything we have here today for the first edition of the Tuesday Unscripteds, man. So we appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. We appreciate you guys coming out to hang out for some Unscripted. Appreciate you guys as always. Appreciate the love, man. And yeah, with all of that, that is going to do it for this edition of Unscripted. Thank you guys so very much coming out on a Tuesday. Hang out with us, man. This is going to be the new norm, so we appreciate it. We appreciate the love. And with that, man, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
that's okay.
And that is going to do it for this edition of Unscripted. This has been episode 253. Thank you guys, as always, for the love. Appreciate you guys, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all on Friday at 3 p.m. Central with the news and the Night of Champions 2025 predictions.